What's going on, everybody? This is Winston Ballard, aka Winston1984 on YouTube.com. I'm gonna give you the most best review I could give you for the ZTE Warp Sync for Boost Mobile, because I have seen a lot of people talk about the phone, but they never gave an actual review how the phone really works. So I'm gonna turn the phone on. Even though the phone is on, I had to turn it on. Before I do that, I gotta put in my password. Done. So far, I'm gonna tell you the good things and the bad things about this phone. The good things about this phone is a 5-inch high definition screen, Gorilla Glass. It could have an 8 megapixel camera in the back. In the front is a 1.6 front facing camera that could take high definition pictures. This have 2 gigs of RAM and 8 gigs of ROM. The good thing about the RAM is very fast, but you cannot really, do that much with your apps when it comes to moving them in a SIM card. But so far, I download plenty of apps on this phone. I got a text message. But this phone moves really fast, even though this is a 1.2 gigahertz processor, but the 2 gigs of RAM actually stands out for the most. This one, the one I used to have, is the ZTE Warp Sequent. The Sequent was a 4.0 Kit Kat ice cream sandwich. This one is a 4.2 Kit Kat processor, Android market. Some of them Androids, I apologize, I'm really in a tired and move. Some of the apps that you actually have on this phone, you wasn't able to get on the Sequent, or you had to download. These apps that I have that's already was put in the phone, if you try to get rid of them, you can't get rid of them. You could just disable most of the stuff whatever apps that you don't use or you don't need to have running. Like, say for instance, you have the music player right here, and you got a music. So most likely you might as well just disable this one and keep the other one, because it make no sense to have two music players and you only just need one, even though you can't get rid of. Your file manager right here, you click to. This is the app that you mostly see all your documents, your music, and your etc. stuff that's in your SD card. You could put stuff on your SD card. When it comes to your apps like your Netflix or your Facebook Messenger, Uvo, whatever apps you want to put on, you not be able to travel to the SIM card like I used to do on my old phone. So I really giving you the heads up when you purchase this phone. The great thing about it, they say this is the first ZTE phone that has Sprint's LTE speed. When you actually have the LTE speed, the speed runs very fast, very great. It runs just as fast as Wi-Fi connection. And I really warn people, you better manage your data. If you're a person that loves to use your data when you outside your house, when you don't use Wi-Fi, I really prefer you to get the $55 plan that gives you 10 gigabytes of RAM. Because this phone, if you just have a regular phone bill like unlimited talk, text, and web, you're only gonna get at least 1.5 gigs of RAM that goes with the phone. Once the RAM goes out, you still have your internet service, but but you won't be able to load up the stuff that you want. Let me show you a few things that the phone has that the other phones might not have. The older models of the phone don't have. Say for instance, let's go. They have a new YouTube. I could go over and download it, but you might not might be interested in it. They have a new thing that you could just press this button. It tells you which location where you at. Like where I live in the Bronx area. Whatever location you live at, it gives you that type of what temperature and which location you go. Also, this phone, if you go to your everyday work routine, if you go to work and you log in which location your company you work with, it gives you a timestamp how long it takes you to get to that location. And then if you leave out of your job and you put your home location, it'll tell you how long it takes you to get home. So it comes very useful. And that's it. I just wanted to have a brief, video review about, the likes and dislikes of this phone. I love the phone, but the two main things I have, difficulty with is that you cannot put your apps, like your Facebook, whatever apps that you could put on a SD card, you can't put it in. You only could put your music and your pictures, but you cannot put your apps, whatever apps that you love, your Netflix, and anything that contains a lot of memory, you can't put on a phone. But I never had a complaint that the apps that I use didn't eat up my my memory on my phone. I never had like a warning sign that your space is low. I remember one time I downloaded an app that was like 191 megabytes, and that's a really huge, very huge app to download, but it actually worked fine, and it ain't really, do that much, space eating but it's still a great phone. It's really up to you if you want to get this phone. This phone is out for $150 just for the phone. If you love your data and you want more data, I really refer people to get this phone. If you get this phone, you're better off getting off a $55 a month plan that gets you 10 gigs of RAM. Because if you use the RAM on here, the 1.5, if you use it like 3 or 4 days, you could easily eat up the RAM on the phone. But this phone works perfectly fine when it comes to me, but it slows down as much if you watch YouTube videos or you want to download something. But if you don't want to get that plan, if you have Wi-Fi service, you're better off sticking with your Wi-Fi service and don't let the data includes. One thing, if you're going to use your Wi-Fi, it's a special scroll down button right here. You press it right over here, and you press when you say data, you shut it down. Once you shut it down, your data don't interfere with your Wi-Fi connection. Once this is shut down, data cannot interfere. They can't take anything from your data. So you're only using it for the regular phone. People who use the data, use the internet speed, you're better off using a Wi-Fi instead of anything. So this is a great phone. If you don't like it, I really prefer you to get the Samsung Galaxy 5. That's the most expensive phone that Boost Mobile have right now, still in the market for $600. And that's all. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.